Code Pink's Medea Benjamin is doing a nationwide book tour, pushing her book, which essentially calls for Putin's troops to be allowed to remain in Ukraine. Two of us from the Ukraine Socialist Solidarity Campaign came out to protest her tour here in Berkeley, California. Among other things, we pointed out her support for the Iranian dictatorship. Here she is posing with Iranian war criminal foreign minister. The response we got from this crowd could be summed up in two words, like a religious incantation: Azov, NATO. That's all they know or think they know, and that's all they care to think about.
We're just asking people not to leave their brains at the door. We all have to ask questions and be critical.
She's never supported the protests in Iran. She supports the Iran government. Medea Benjamin, stop supporting Amy Taylor Greene and Henry Kissinger. Do you know that Medea Benjamin is on the same side as Henry Kissinger about this war?
Oh, yeah.
They both want the Russian army to continue.
You're on the same side as NATO.
They both want the Russian army to continue to occupy Ukraine, continue war atrocities, continue brutality.
I know what the NATO line is.
They both want that.
Look, I don't have to talk to you. I can talk to NATO and find out what they're doing.
How about talking to the Iran dictatorship that Medea Benjamin supports?
Okay. Negotiations on the Ukrainians' terms.
You can see how interested they are in hearing the truth. You should ask Code Pink about the money that they get from Neville Roy Singham. Do you know who Neville Roy Singham is? You should ask Code Pink about that. The money they get from Neville Roy Singham. Medea Benjamin supports mass murder in Ukraine. Medea Benjamin supports mass murder in Iran. No justice, no peace in Ukraine. Stop supporting fascist Putin. Stop supporting the Iran dictatorship. How can she be trusted as far as Ukraine if she supports the Iran dictatorship?
Well, I know.
We handed out this flyer, but there was just as much interest in the people of Iran as there is in the people of Ukraine. The next question, Stan, is how can the Russian invasion be stopped?
Through negotiations, quite frankly.
You actually believe that?
We are here tonight in front of the Berkeley Hillside Club to protest Medea Benjamin and Code Pink's support for Putin. And we're here to represent the Ukrainian people who can't speak for themselves, for the Iranian people rising up against the dictatorship, and the Syrian resistance all around the world, to say that Code Pink and Medea Benjamin are on the wrong side of history. We passed out quite a few flyers and people took them. They won't let us in, so we're out here protesting.
We're also here to point out that Medea Benjamin is actually on the same side as Henry Kissinger in calling for these fake negotiations in Ukraine. These negotiations, this call for negotiations, what it really means is allowing the Russian invading army to continue occupying large parts of Ukraine, continuing carrying out war crimes in large parts of Ukraine. And it's no accident that Medea Benjamin, who also supports the Iran dictatorship, which means supporting war crimes in Syria, that Medea Benjamin is also not only on the same side as Henry Kissinger, she's on the same side as just about every single fascist group
Marjorie
throughout the
Taylor
world.
Greene.
Right, I was coming to that.
Sorry.
Every single fascist group throughout the world, except for fascists in Ukraine. As Cheryl says, Marjorie Taylor Greene, America First, which is a racist, fascist, chauvinist group in America, whose members were chanting Putin, Putin, Putin. It's no accident that they're on the same side. And it's also got to do with the fact that that Chinese invested capitalist Neville Roy Singham, who was a major corrupter of the South African labor movement, he is one of the major financiers of Code Pink. So the socialist movement internationally needs a rebirth. It needs to break from these sort of phony policies. And we're here to fight for that cause.
No justice, no peace in Ukraine.
No justice, no peace in Ukraine. No justice, no peace in Ukraine.